Well, I don't even know where to start. Let's just get into this, shall we?
We're battling the green machine.
Hello and welcome back to the Milkman podcast. It's been a while, 6 days to be exact, but yeah, I'm back. Bit going on, but we'll get into that later. I just want to get straight into this, to be honest. It was... I don't even want to talk about it. I'm going to try and be as positive as I can throughout this whole episode. I was fuming. I was at a mate's house while watching this game. I was half cut. So realistically, I can't remember much, which is a blessing in disguise. But what I do know is the Canberra Raiders lost to the North Queensland Cowboys 30-20. So let's get straight into it. And I don't even know where to start, to be honest. And obviously I didn't do a review show, and again we'll get into the whys and hows later. Oh boy, I'm just stalling. But yeah, if I did, I would have said many times, watch the edges. I don't care who the wingers are. The last few games have really showed me that our edge work needs work. And yeah, it was no different against the Cowboys, apparently. So let's get straight into it. It was frankly embarrassing. Had someone walk up to me on Thursday at uni. People obviously know I'm a Raiders fan. I normally wear Raiders stuff to class and stuff. On Thursday I didn't. But he walked up to me and said, "Do you reckon the Raiders will win against the Cowboys on Sunday night?" And I said, "Mate, if we don't, I'll be very embarrassed, to be honest." So here we are. Here I am, very embarrassed. We'll see him again on Thursday, and wouldn't be surprised if he takes the piss out of me and the Raiders. And to be honest, I don't blame him, because this was just, I don't even know what to say about it. It was just so bad. It was terrible. And I can't help but feel as if we beat ourselves in a weird way. They had no business winning that game. We just did not want it. Kaeo Weekes had a poor game. Xavier Savage should have passed that ball. Paddy was basically under the post. The Hello Sport boys did a reel on it on Instagram. If you want to check that out, they were pretty much like, he's right there. He's right there. Pass the bloody ball. And I said it many times. Pass the bloody ball. How did he not see it? How did he not pass it? Why did he not pass it? What the hell is going on with the Canberra Raiders? And all very valid question. I mean, I was around my mates. None of them, only one of them has even seen rugby league before. Took him to a game in Melbourne. He did not like it. Fair enough. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. The other two, watching it for the very first time, just hearing me complain the whole time. So that probably would have been entertainment in itself. Ricky Stewart said this before the game. It would have been the morning of or the day before. I don't remember, but it was definitely before the game. He said, and I quote, "They, the Cowboys, are under a lot of pressure in regards to being 0-3. So we're expecting a very desperate football team. Didn't expect hard enough, because bloody hell, did they want this one?" And of course, it had to be against the Canberra Raiders. Got no idea who they got next week. Again, I'm a Canberra Raiders man. I've started the podcast on the Canberra Raiders, and if I wanted to know who the Cowboys played next week, I would look, but I don't really care that much. Probably should, because, who knows? They're going to be, their trajectory says off that win, if they go undefeated, they're making the eight. Won't happen, though. This is the type of thing that, like, the Cowboys win 2 games this year, both against the Raiders. It's just one of those things. Like, I'm pretty sure they've won 8 in a row. 8 in a row against the Canberra Raiders. How shit is that? That's crap. That's crap. Was heat a factor? Now, I've been sitting on this since Saturday night. Was heat that much of a factor? Obviously, the boys from Canberra, one of the coldest places in Australia, really. Was heat a genuine factor for us? And maybe, honestly, maybe. Having pretty much split the game into quarters wasn't great. That wasn't a good sign. I had a look, 81% humidity. That's why, like, before, because I was talking the whole time because my mates were there. I wasn't going to be completely antisocial. You know, it was a lot of, like, I just heard before the broadcast, like, changes will be, like, this game will be played differently. And I thought, what do you mean? And then obviously they went to a drinks break, and I thought, or they said something before the drinks break, like, oh, we're going into a drinks break pretty shortly, so we'll see who can hold on, or whatever the case. I don't remember what was said. But it was kind of like, oh, is it that bad? So I looked, and then 81% humidity. Holy smokes. So fair enough, but still. And then it was raining as well. Like, that is horrible weather. That's just terrible. Sorry, I've lost where I'm at on my thing because there it is. All right, so let me know. Do you reckon heat was that much of a factor? I don't. I just think we just weren't ready for it, to be honest, and we just didn't want it by the end of it. Joe Tarpany got the first try in his return, and it got me excited. I thought, yeah, we're going to smash them. This will be 40-0. How good. Can't wait. That is where the highlights really ended for the Raiders. Obviously, we put up 20, but 3 tries and 2 penalty goals, I think it was. Yeah, not good enough. Not against the Cowboys. Not against the Cowboys. And I'm talking about them like they are a good team, and clearly they can be. I mean, I don't even know where to... I'm still dumbfounded. I'd rather be... I wish I was more angry, because that would make for great viewing, really, wouldn't it? But I've used up all my anger. Now I'm just disappointed. Now I'm just embarrassed to be a Raiders fan. I probably shouldn't be wearing this polo shirt at all. If you're listening, I'm wearing my Raiders polo shirt. I probably shouldn't have put it on at all. I should not be wearing anything Raiders related right now. But I am. And, you know, it won't change the fact that I'm a Raiders man through and through, but bloody hell, it's tough sometimes, isn't it? It's bloody tough sometimes. So it's back-to-back weeks I've had a crap. I think I was more happy after the Seagulls loss than this. Obviously, I changed my tip from the Broncos to the Seagulls to win the comp this year, the grand final. And, yeah, I wasn't too mad at it. This one, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I'm not in the right state to do a podcast just because I don't know what to talk about in this game. I don't remember much. I'm struggling to even comprehend. Like, this could be the most embarrassing loss I've ever seen as a Raiders fan. If any jump out to you, please leave it in the comments of the last 22 years while I've been alive, you know, if there's any that jump out to you. But this is really embarrassing. You know, where the Cowboys are and where we were. You know, before the season started, I said, or after the Warriors game, that is, I said between 7th and 12th we'll finish this year. I'm starting to reassess and say could be between 8th and 15th. I'd be genuinely shocked if we can dish this up, but also do what we did against the Broncos and Warriors. If we dish this up on the odd occasion, I don't know. 10th is what looks more realistic now, and makes me look a knob, makes me look a moron that all these people are saying we're going to miss the 8, all these people saying we're going to get the wooden spoon, which was always a reach, which was never going to happen anyway. We've already won 2 games. That's more than the Eels will. So and the Cowboys. So, they probably will win 2 and both against the Raiders, but still, If we play them twice, I don't actually know. We probably do. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling to comprehend the whole thing. I don't even know what to say. And like I said before, Cowboys must be a hoodoo team because they've won the last 8 games against the Raiders. 3 in Canberra and the other 5 being in North Queensland. How great. So in a scenario like this where I went out drinking on Saturday night to my mate's house and watched the game there and I don't remember much from the game, I would rewatch the game, win or lose. But this one I don't really want to. I refuse. And this loss makes us sit at 12th. Our record is now 2-2. That's 2 losses on the trot with the Sharks on Thursday. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. So, only one episode my dog hasn't barked. So we're going to keep a counter on that because he's barked every episode but the last one. Oh, okay. Anyway, on to the tries from the game. Raiders. Tarpany at 10 minutes, Savage at 51, and Tamale at 63. Fogarty was 2 for 3 on conversions and got 2 for 2 on penalty goals. Can I just say, real quick, very, very unrelated, it just sprung to mind. If the Hawthorn Hawks didn't win on Saturday night, I might not have even done a podcast this week. I might not have even done the preview show on whenever the hell I'm going to do that. I'll figure that out probably Wednesday, but more about that later. I probably would have gone MIA for another week. And again, we'll get into the whys and hows later. But bloody hell. I don't know if anyone does watch the AFL, and I probably shouldn't talk about it on a Canberra Raiders podcast. I don't care. It's my podcast. I'll do what I like. Mate, the first quarter there really had me worried. I can't lie. But then Hawthorn bees Hawthorn and got the win. Thank goodness I'm half sane this week. So I'll just pretend I'm not a Raiders fan all week and just talk about Hawthorn. How good. Cowboys, Taulagi at 25, Clifford at 30 and 33, Derby at 47 and Dearden at 75. We had no hope. Some stats for your Monday evening, afternoon, Tuesday morning, whenever you're listening. 52% possession, felt way less than that. Towards the end, it felt like we got a lot of it and we were inside there 20 a lot, but we just couldn't do anything with it. 76% completion rate, that seems very high. 182 runs, 1,571 metres, 585 post-contact, 4 line breaks, 44 tackle breaks, 11 offloads. Now, a little bit of a gem for you here. Corey Horsburgh was told to stop doing it in certain parts of the field, and he actually went up to Ricky Stewart and said something along the lines of, "That's my bad. I knew I did something wrong here." But we need to cut him out. I know Ricky Stewart loves his offloads, but we just need to stop for a week or two. Seriously, I just can't anymore. I don't want to see it anymore for another couple of weeks, unless it's like a prime offload and it's, really necessary to offload the ball in that current minute, in that spot on the field, unless it's like the most clear offload you've ever seen and there's a big gap of space where the bloke's running to. I don't want to see an offload for another 2 weeks, but obviously it's Ricky Stewart's game plan. He loves the offloads. They're going to keep coming. That's just how it goes. 89.1% tackle efficiency compared to their 84.5. 350 tackles made, 31 missed, 12 of which were ineffective. 14 errors compared to their 11. 4 on reports, none resulting in suspensions. Papali'i was fined a grand total of $6,000 with his on reports, and Horsburgh was charged with a grade 1 dangerous contact charge. So got away with it there. So let's get into the milkman player of the game, Savilio Kamale. What's going on? There we go. Okay, yeah, bit of internet issues still. Still don't know what's going on. This is bullshit. I don't know. Again, I say I want to keep this show PG. How many times have I said shit this episode? At least 3 now. Anyway, Tamale, 1 try, 20 runs, 165 metres, 74 of which were post-contact, 2 line breaks, 8 tackle breaks, and 2 hit-ups, 1 dummy half run for 11 metres, 2 tackles, and he didn't come off the field once. Obviously, apart from halftime, he was on the field the entire time, all 80 minutes. Thank you very much, Tamale. Now, have you seen The Milkman? I haven't the last week, and I know you haven't. So I want to get into this here, just right in the middle of the show, approximately, before we get into the milk bar and stuff like that. Everyone's favourite. We'll get into why I was gone. So uni's been picking up, so I needed the week off just to sort of figure stuff out. Obviously, there hasn't been any posts on the milkman. I think I did the milkman tips last week, and that was about it. So again, I apologise for that. But posting will resume Tuesday. So this is coming out tonight, which is Monday. Tomorrow on the Tuesday, I'll keep posting if something happens. If not, then I'm not posting, obviously. But back to your regular scheduled programming tomorrow. So obviously, pretty poor week from me. Yeah, I have just uni being the main excuse, and yeah, it's getting really full on at the moment. I don't know why. Why is it that all assignments have to be due on the same weekend, mainly on the same day? It's crap. I don't get it. But yeah, that's all due this week. So got to get going, got to finish them off, and yeah, resume posting tomorrow and juggling uni. It'll be fun. It'll be really fun. Not. But anyway, yeah, that's where the milkman's been at university. How good. I love university so much. Now, let's head on to the milk bar, everyone's favourite segment. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. Let's use this real quick. Let's go back. So I was going to do this. That game had everyone thinking.
What is that? What was that?
Sorry, play that one more time.
What is that? What was that?
Yeah, I wanted to play that, but I forgot all about it. Great. So that's going to be a regular thing here on the Milkman podcast. The what is that? What was that? Sting whenever we lose really bad or something weird happens or whatever. I'll play it when I feel necessary. I just forgot it was there because it's brand new. But yeah, oh no, that's the wrong one. Let's go to the milk bar, wherever that is. I can't find it. There it is. Cool. Let's go to the milk bar. So obviously I've missed about 6 days. So there's a lot of things that have happened over those past 6 days, but I'll just get into the ones I feel necessary after this loss and some of the big stories that have happened over the past 6 days that I have missed. Because we would be here way too long. Let's be honest. Like, a lot has happened. There's been a lot of quotes. There's been a lot of things said. Obviously, don't want to get into all of them because, again, I'll just be here all day and this will be a 2-hour episode. So, Ricky Stewart has said he wants Tom Starling and Jamal Fogarty to stay past this season, but he cannot guarantee their place in the first grade side. And I quote, "If the senior players can't handle the fact that these young players are coming through, they are better off finding another deal." Wow. Ricky goes bang. And on that, Jamal Fogarty is reportedly being targeted by the Manly Seagulls to replace Daly Cherry Evans. Negotiations are reportedly ongoing between the Seagulls and Jamal Fogarty's management. So pretty much, I'd be willing to wager he's all but gone. He's all but gone. Great. bloody hell, it's all falling apart. Anyway, Ricky Stewart also said on Jamal Fogarty, and I quote, if you have got a big deal out there, mate, that's going to be the best thing, you take that, but I want you at the club. So obviously seeing what's happened with Dylan Brown and, all that sort of stuff, obviously can't win them all. So if they're offering more money than we could ever imagine, I wouldn't blame him for leaving, to be honest. I'm the same as Ricky. I'd love him to stay, but if there's a better opportunity out there, wouldn't blame him for taking it. At the end of the day, now Kaeo Weekes has had a rough couple of weeks, and after the game, Stick said this on the matter. He's got the coach's confidence. He's a great fullback. He's a great player. I know he's got the support of the whole group. There's no dramas there whatsoever. So I'll put the question to everyone out there. Obviously, I've already got the worst loss thing going around. If you've got a say in that, please let me know. If you disagree that that's the most embarrassing loss you've ever seen, let me know why and what would be. But also I want to ask, should Kaeo Weekes have a spell in the New South Wales Cup? I think so. I think he's lacking confidence. I know what he's capable of. We all know what he's capable of. He's got the potential to be one of the premier fullbacks in the competition, but for some reason at the moment, he's just lacking some confidence. And I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me that's making me think, why? Why is he lacking this confidence right now? So if he goes down, does that mean we bring Chevy Stewart up? Yes. 100% we should. Even if it's just for a couple of weeks, just while Weekes gets his confidence up, even though this may bring his confidence down a peg, because obviously demoting someone wouldn't feel great, obviously, but, Chevy Stewart's been balling out really in New South Wales Cup, so why not give him a spell up here in the big boy leagues and give Kaeo Weekes a spell in the New South Wales Cup while he's coming to grips? I really don't know. That's why Ricky Stewart's paid the big bucks. That's why all the coaches and stuff know what they're talking about. They've shown his support. They're showing him their support. So that's the main thing. And, we just got to – I back whatever the coaches say, to be honest. They're paid the big bucks. I just sit here on my couch in another state that, I'll just watch from TV, really, and then talk about crap, mainly Tom Starling, who I don't think I'd actually, I have. I did say his name before. Other than that, that's only twice I've mentioned him, and that'll be it. I did the script before. I only mentioned his name twice, and I'm not going to say his name again, just so I don't have to put him in the description again, because he's probably thinking, this bloke's weird. Why does he keep talking about me? Obviously, he probably doesn't know this podcast exists. He hasn't seen any of my stories. Obviously, I look, but I don't add him in anything or mention him in anything, obviously, because I don't really want a restraining order put out against me, especially against my favourite player for my favourite team. But anyway, we'll move on. We will move on. Now, Jayden Brailey signing was made official last week, which is huge, but it also means I'm going to bring him up again. This is great. Tom Starling or Danny Levi will need to go. Again, I've made my thoughts on this very clear in past episodes that Danny Levi would be the one to leave. And obviously, Brailey and Starling would have to battle for the 9, and then the other one would take the 14. Obviously, Owen Paddy being in the conversation as well really makes things difficult. There's four hookers. Sorry, there's 4 hookers there. So we're going to have to figure something out. Again, I'd get rid of Brailey, and Paddy would have to be in the New South Wales Cup for a while longer, which, again, he probably wouldn't like very much. Again, Ricky Stewart's paid the big bucks. All the blokes behind the scenes are paid all the big bucks. They'll make all the decisions. I'll just nod it and agree. for now. But obviously now I have this podcast. I don't have to agree. I can disagree and make my voice heard. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on that. And obviously, whenever anything happens, if Tom Starling is the one to leave the club, bet your bottom dollar there will be an emergency podcast as soon as it happens, pretty much. So anyone else, it'll just be whatever. But if Tom Starling leaves the club, emergency podcast is on the cards. So keep an eye out for that. If Fogarty leaves, there probably would be one too, because that is a big deal. Even if it's like a mid-season signing, obviously they can look around. I'm pretty sure they're both on the last year of their deal. So they'll probably look around. I wouldn't be surprised if they both leave, to be honest. Would not shock me one bit. Now, some injury news from over the weekend. Albert Hopewate has a suspected ACL injury. Not great. Ethan Sanders has an eye socket injury, which I looked before and it was just a really weird thing to read. I'm glad there was no pictures because that would be vile. Yuck is the word I've got written there. Yuck is correct. Jordan Martin has suffered a fracture to his hand. Now, as soon as I read that, it made me think back to my post when Zach Hosking went for surgery on his hand and was announced that he would be out 4 to 6 weeks. And I accidentally used the pun, can't catch a break. Now, I want to apologize for that here because I did not mean that at all. That's horrible. Did not mean that at all. I promise it will not happen again. So, back to it. The review of the Jersey Flegg and New South Wales Cup games, both against the Roosters and both at Belconnen. So the Jersey Flegg boys got the 30-24 win. The most tackles went to Caciotti with 43. Most run meters, Bro with 187. Most line breaks, Tariq Tanner with 1. And it would be multiple people with 1. That's just what the stats said. Now, I've got a system that's easy to find out how I give MVP in New South Wales Cup and Jersey Flegg. If you want to look into it and call me out for it, go for it. But based on formulas beyond my pay grade, Caciotti gets player of the game from Saturday afternoon. Again, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So the Jersey Flegg side still sits at second and they are still unbeaten. How good. Now, the New South Wales Cup boys unfortunately got another loss, 34-26. Excuse me. Most tackles was Levi with 37. Most run meters was Chevy Stewart with 185. Call him up. And Danny Levi gets the Milkman MVP from the New South Wales Cup side. And they're sitting at 10th without a win. Great. So there's the review of the Jersey Flegg and New South Wales Cup. Let's get into some Milkman tips now. Shocking week. Absolutely shocking this week. And not even the Raiders could save me. For those of you following along at home, 2 for 8. Now, I'll get it up here and I'll give my thoughts because it was just an impossible week to tip, really. I didn't realize how bad it was until I just looked. I thought I at least got 4. Apparently not. So, obviously, Penrith losing to South Sydney, and I did say the Bunnies would be in it. I said there would be more fireworks than just a Bunnies loss. They won. Don't count out Wayne Bennett. That is the moral of the story this week. Do not count out Wayne Bennett. I'm never going to do it again. I should have stuck to my theory of riding the Bunnies until it fails me. I should not have tipped Penrith. That's my bad. The Roosters losing to the Titans. I mean, that one was really a coin flip anyway. I said it in the Milkman tips on Thursday. It would have been, don't like either of them. I'll just go the Roosters because I have to pick one. Pick the Broncos over the Dolphins. I felt like that was obvious. even then it looks really close on paper, doesn't it? I did watch bits and pieces, but I didn't really watch it, to be honest. The Dragons beat the Storms, which is a big surprise to me, but I'm happy for them. I like the Dragons personally, so I'm fine with it. Don't like the Storms, but then again, who does? Cowboy beat the Raider. Great. We talked about that. Don't really want to talk about it again. The Bulldog beat the Shark. Who would have seen that coming, to be honest? If you tip the Bulldogs, I'm good on you. So actually, like, how? How did you know that was going to happen? And what are the lottery numbers this week? Manly beat Para. Got that one right. Even then, that's pretty close. Even considering they beat the brakes off us, they didn't. 26-12 over Para. I mean, ugh. Okay. And then I tipped the Tigers over the Warriors. Yeah, close, 24-26. I'm not too mad about that, but 2 for 8. I mean, make my record look bad, why don't you? So, yeah, they're the Milkman Tips review, and stay tuned. Wednesday, Milkman Tips again. Hopefully better round than that, because that was shocking. Normally that's a round 1 or 2 thing, not round 4. I don't know why. I don't know. It's going to be a wild season this year, clearly, because, mate, that's just pathetic from me. Absolutely pathetic. So we're almost at the end here, and I've gone quicker than I thought I would. I've got a lot of stuff written down here, but apparently I've zoomed through it. I need to start talking slower. No, I want my episodes to be about half an hour, since there's only one of me, so I don't really want people to get sick of my voice too quickly. But anyway, just some general stuff. Now, since this week's game is on Thursday night against the Sharks, and I'm going to double check that because, Thursday night against the Sharks, Raiders, taking them on, and we are obviously the outsiders here. No surprise there, but again, we'll talk about that in the preview show, which should be out on Wednesday. I want to get it out the day early because, obviously, if it's out on the Thursday, it might clash. I might end up, I don't know. I just want to get it out a day early as often as I can. That's the reason why I'm recording and releasing this review on the Monday, just so there's an appropriate amount of time, because if I feel like if I did Tuesday and Wednesday, it'd just be a bit much. So I thought if I did Monday and Wednesday, give a day for me to prepare and see what other stuff come across the desk. But when we do play on a Thursday, this will be the formula, Monday and Wednesday. If we play on a Friday, obviously it'll probably be Tuesday and Thursday. I do the review and preview. But again, I feel like it'll all make sense. I just want to get stuff out a day early. But if we play on a Sunday, obviously it will still be the Friday. And in the future, I will give a heads up. I'll just go, due to the Raiders playing on Friday this week, I'll get the episode up on Thursday. And so on and so forth. It's really boring stuff. That's why I put it at the end, so you didn't really have to watch it. But I'm pretty sure that's about it. Welcome back, Milkman Podcast. We are back. Obviously, a bad week to be a Raiders fan, so keep your head up high. Obviously, the Sharkies are a tough matchup, but we'll talk about that on Wednesday. We'll get right into that and what's going on there. So, and another thing, real quick, I might be dropping Aussie Rules football and I might be taking up rugby league. So that's kind of exciting. I'm kind of excited to see where that goes. Training's on Wednesday night. So obviously, I'll get it up way before because I'm pretty sure training's at like 7. So again, very exciting times here at the Milkman Podcast. I might be taking up rugby league, which is a little scary to think about. But again, see what happens later on down the line. That's why I'm putting this at the end, because you don't really need to know. What are the odds you're even here right now? Who knows? I feel like I've kept this together pretty well after that shocking Saturday evening for me. I feel like I've kept it together. I didn't lose my head when I thought I would. Probably should have. I would have got a good clip out of it. I might have to fabricate that right now just to... Yeah, we'll fabricate it. We'll fabricate it. You ready? You're going to see some absolute fabrication just for clicks on Instagram. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. Look, rough week to be a Raiders fan. So, again, keep your heads up high. Regroup on Wednesday for the preview show for the Cronulla Sharks. Another tough one. Really should have won this one, and then we would have been 3-2 at the end of this week. So, again, keep your heads up. We've been through worse as Raiders fans, so just got to keep on keeping on. But at the end of the day, we just got to keep asking ourselves.
What was that?
So, yeah, that'll do it for me here, the Milkman Podcast. See you on Wednesday. Make sure you're following at Milkman Podcast on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated with all things Canberra Raiders, starting tomorrow, of course. Taking the rest of the day off, do some uni stuff, real boring stuff, nothing interesting. But yeah, that'll do it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course, up the milk.